We don't want to offend anybody anymore. This is the new way to be. We've got to come friendly. In fact, in the New York Times, there was a special edition there on a Pentecostal church in the States of about 15,000. And the pastor was asked, how have you gained in just 2 years all these people? You started with a handful and you have these thousands and you have these huge buildings and everything. He said, the secret is bringing them in the back door. He said, you can't bring them in anymore. You can't offend them. You can't give them doctrine. You have to bring them in the back door. To me, that's shocking. Many shall follow their sensuous ways because of the way the truth shall be mocked, and in their greed they will exploit you. And that's what we're seeing today, an exploitation of so many people. Peter wrote a warning to the church, a letter to stir them up, and he said, remember what the prophets have spoken. Remember the words of Christ spoken through the apostles. And what were these words? What were the prophecies? In the last days there shall come scoffers, walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise of His coming? And things continue as they were. Who are these people that are scoffing? They're not the Islamics, they're not the Jews, they're not the agnostics, they're not the homosexual in-your-face crowd, it's not the drunken teenager. They don't ask those questions. They don't speak about the coming of Christ. That doesn't even enter their minds. But you see, nowadays, because of this lack of true gospel, this lack of true Bible doctrine, and I'm not talking about cold, dead doctrine. I'm talking about preaching about heaven and about hell and about holiness and about separation from the world. And we're talking about these things that have built the Church of Jesus Christ over the years and now being called out of date and out of place. Scoffing. Because of them, the Scripture says, the way of truth shall be maligned and scoffed at. Now, if this sounds gloomy to you, I want you to know that I believe with all of my heart that Jesus Christ is going to revive His church. And I believe that God is going to do something supernatural in these last days.